Okay, we're live. Just give me 1 second, guys. On the way to stay on my phone, so I don't have to constantly keep picking it up, so I can look and then talk to you guys. Okay. Butch says, "Hey, who is this lady? I thought Erica had red hair. God, I hope Bob doesn't." Yes, guys, I am a brunette now. I am a brunette. I decided not to continue with the red hair anymore because it is a lot of work and a lot of damage on my hair. It was extreme damage on my hair. And believe it or not, even though I dyed it black, this is my natural color. This is actually my color. I was born with this, color, not like blue black, but I was born with the color, yeah, black, dark brown. So yes, I look normal. I'm so excited. I'm happy about it. So guys, I see people are coming in. Please, 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 say hello. Say hello. If you're new to the channel, say hi. Don't be scared. Don't be shy. Okay. Everybody who joins the chat is, they're very welcoming. They're very warm. Thank you, Kiana. Thank you. And I'm just gonna give it like maybe it's 8:02, 1 more minute, and then I'll just timestamp it for when it streams. Just want to give a few people a little bit of time to come in. So you guys know me, I'm very impatient because I like to just get right into things. I like to just get, hey Gil, well, no longer red. Hi, Cicely. Gil. So guys, people are coming in. Madison, how are you? Of course, Gil, of course. All right, 8:03. So we're gonna timestamp it. So guys, welcome to Intuitive Vibes Narc Survival 101. It is your girl Erica here. If you're new to the channel, stick around. You might, hear some things that are pertaining to your situation that may help you with your situation. And, if you like today's session, then be sure to check out some of my other content. If today's session does not particularly answer your questions, go to some of the other live sessions that we have done. There are a lot of them. And check it out. You never know. It may help you in whatever situation you're going through, whether it be romance, whether it be love, whether it be friends, work, whatever the case may be. All right. You have an awesome community here. Everybody is welcoming to everyone. There is no judgment here. And this is just a time for people to be heard and for people who have questions to ask you questions. I'll try to answer them to the best of my ability. And of course, to my existing subscribers, my vibers, welcome back, guys. So guys, I hope you guys all had a great weekend. I hope you have a good beginning to your week. Mine has been so stressful, but I'm holding my own. I'm definitely holding my own. And I want summer to be over, guys. I really do. Please, I want fall to hurry up and get here. We have one more month of this, and then, we have autumn coming. But I definitely, I need my fall. I need my winter because this humidity, this heat is just too much. Too much. Let me just make sure I don't forget anyone. Hi, Heather. Hi, Jenna. How are you? Oh, guys. So I hope you guys had a great weekend. I hope you guys have a great start to your week. And of course, as always, I hope you guys have a great remainder of your week. I have so much to look forward to. My brother's coming in. I have my brother coming in from Texas. Thank you, Heather. Thank you. I have my brother coming in from Texas. I have my other brother coming in. He's going to be shipped off to Korea. He's in the Army. So we're going to, I want to see him. I just am so excited. And there's just so much going on. But it's all good things. Thanking God. All good things. And, we can all use the positivity in our lives, right? So nothing but good things. So guys, hi Green. I just want to make sure I say hi to people that are coming in. All right. Like I said, if you're new and you're just checking things out, then please say hello. Give yourself a shout out. All right. everybody here is awesome. So you're in good hands. So guys, last week's live was pretty lit. It really was, and it was really good. I actually, we had some really good breakthroughs. Like I noticed that each and every time we do a live, and each and every time people are talking and just becoming more involved, you guys are just like getting more in tune, and that's awesome. And especially if you think about where you were before, when this whole thing started for you, up until this point where you are right now. And you guys really, really should be proud of yourselves, because it's a lot. It definitely is a very bumpy road, and it is a lot. But you guys are doing it, and I'm just so super proud of you for even getting to this point. And unfortunately, you have some people who aren't able to get to this point, and it doesn't make them any less. It does not make them weak people, weak-minded individuals. It just means that they still have to maybe learn some more lessons. People who continuously go back to these types of cycles, whether it be with the same people or different people, maybe it's just a matter of learning more lessons in life. So just keep them in your prayers. For anyone who's going through the motions and they chose to maybe give it one more shot, thinking that things will change, keep them in your prayers, guys. All right, always send good vibes to them. Hi Drea, how are you? Yeah, it has been a while. I thank you very much. Butch, my man, what's going on? Oh, Heather, that's awesome. Green, you just noticed? You just noticed the black hair? Thank you, guys. Thank you. So, guys, like I said, last week's live was really just on and popping. It really was. And, we talk about so many different things. We talk about so many different, just different aspects of having dynamics and relationships with people that are, it's commonly spoken about as far as narcissism is concerned, but there are so many other different personality disorders that I do want to also talk about, and maybe I might incept some of them into our lives, because a lot of people may think that they're dealing with a narcissist, and they could be dealing with someone who has a different type of personality disorder, or possibly a mental illness. So I want to be able to cover every end with you guys, so that way you can look at the different array of possibilities, and that if I'm dealing with someone, who knows, the next person you're going to deal with, or if you choose to deal with someone, you may not know, because we're so primarily focused on narcissism, which I'm not knocking it, because let's face facts, that's what you dealt with. But I also want to prepare you for anything else, whether it deal with borderline personality disorder, antisocial personality disorder. You have so many different types. So you always want to be, hi baby, you always want to be prepared for, for anything, any kind of possibility, anything, so though you may get into a new dynamic with someone else, you may be searching for the signs of narcissism, which is fine, because you always want to protect yourself, but you also want to possibly look at other things as well, because the next person, let's knock on wood for that, the next person you come across, it may not be narcissism, it could be something else. So I do definitely want to interject that with within our lives, and of course within my content as well. Okay, let's see. I just want to make sure I'm not forgetting anyone. So guys, where we left off last week, we were talking about a lot of different things. We were discussing a lot of different things, and one of the things I did want to talk about, and I know that we have talked about this quite a few times, but one of the things I did want to talk about, I'm sorry guys, let me just, before I get into it, Jenna, let's see. What did my ex-narc intend to mean weeks before his final discard? I love you more than a girlfriend and friend. I know he is loose-lipped, deeply hollow, and coercive AF. but this left me stumped. Generally, Jenna, when they use it, they a lot of narcissists like to use, well, first of all, they love to use word salad. And you know what a salad is, right? You got a mixture of different ingredients in one bowl. Narcissists tend to use that as well. Pretty much the job of a narcissist, and this is of course, their whole MO. It's to keep you confused. It's to keep you confused. So he basically tried to, I would say, empathize in a way. He tried to give you the, whole, I care about you. I love you, like a girlfriend, but a little less than a friend or more than a friend. It's just basically using words, because that's what they do. They use words to confuse you. They use words to kind of keep you. Narcissists like to keep people on their toes. Okay. And these are intentional. Like when it boils down to romantic relationships, because the dynamic in family dynamics they're very similar, but the intentions can be completely different. But when it boils down to a narcissist, they like to, we know they love to gaslight. They love to, kind of like they drift with their words. And of course, when you try to confront them on it, it's like, oh, I never said that. I never did this. I don't know what you're talking about. And they try to make you look like you're the one who's going crazy. But when it boils down to using words, it's telling you kind of what you want to hear, but being very contradicting, if that makes sense. They're very contradicting people. So it's kind of like, okay, let's say he didn't like you wearing a certain type of color, all right? Or, he says, oh, that red looks horrible and blah, 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 whatever. And you think, all right, well, you don't like red, so I'm not going to wear it anymore. But then you see him wearing red. And you will basically, tell him, well, I thought you didn't like red. Well, no, it's kind of like, I didn't say I didn't like red. He just didn't want to say he didn't like the red on you. It's just like that whole, it's like there's like a loophole. What's the proper way of explaining it? It's like dealing with the devil. Okay? It's like dealing with the devil. The devil's going to tell you certain things, but he's going to leave other things out. He's going to leave certain things. So if he says, Gina, oh, well, you can have the car, you can have the house, you can have every and anything you ever wanted. All you have to do is give me your soul. Okay? That's what the devil would tell you. All you have to do, you can have all of these things. And you go and you sign over your soul to the devil. And you say, okay, where's my house? Where's my car? Where are the jewels? Where's the money? Where's this? Where's that? And the devil tells you, well, I said you could have it, but I didn't say you would have it. You understand? It's like the semantics. It's just they use a lot of words to trick you. They use words to lead you on. They use words to confuse you. They use words because words to a lot of people, and I'm not, knocking anyone, because we've all fallen for words. We have all fallen for words. We have not seen any real action, but it was always words, just giving you words, just telling you what you want to hear, telling you what they think is feasible, telling you whatever it is they need to tell you to keep you stuck, and they can still go and do what they want to do. They're very contradicting, extremely contradicting. And it does leave the victim stumped. It leaves the victim completely confused, because you're like, this makes absolutely no sense. And we as humans, we don't like confusion. Confusion makes us very frustrated. It makes us very reactive. It's like, oh my God, it just drives us crazy. So to a narcissist, it's a fun game for them. Everything that a narcissist has done to you was a game. It was fun. It was, you have to be really sick, in my opinion. You have to be really, really sick to actually laugh at someone's pain, or actually, just be like numb when you see the person that, And then of course, this is me standing in the position of a narcissist, of course. When you see the person who devoted themselves to you and gave you whatever they could of themselves, and you just look at them like, so now you're going to cry. Here we go again. You're just too oversensitive. Now you're crying. Now you're doing this. Now you're doing that. To the point where they get annoyed. They get annoyed with you and your emotions and your feelings. They get annoyed by that. And it's like, yo, are you serious right now? Like you have just literally crushed my heart into a million pieces, and you're looking at me like I'm wrong for feeling hurt. You just, whatever analogy we want to use, right? You just, stab me in my chest, and you're getting mad at me for bleeding. You're getting mad at me for reacting to the wound. And that's their thing. So here we go with the waterworks. Here we go with the tears. It's not that serious. It's not that serious. That's their attitude. It's not that serious. And people tend to believe, I'm going to tell you something, guys. People tend to believe that a narcissist is incapable of feeling, incapable of having emotions. That is farthest from the truth. Okay? It is farthest from the truth. If someone tells you, well, a narcissist can't feel, a narcissist can't have empathy, can't do this, can't do that, there is no such thing as can't, guys. There is no such thing as can't. A narcissist is capable of feeling. A narcissist is capable of having empathy, capable of, there is a difference between being capable, okay, because to be incapable means it's like impossible. It's impossible for them. And it's not impossible, because anything is possible. But because they had it ingrained in their mind that emotions, feelings, vulnerability, all of this is a sign of weakness. And this stems from whomever that narcissist was in their environment, whether it be their mom or their father. I honestly strongly feel like, for example, for you ladies, if you dealt with a male narcissist, I strongly feel that when it boils down to their lack of empathy, their lack of emotions, they have it. But I strongly feel that the male in their life, if their father was a narcissist, the man in their life made them feel that having feelings, having emotions was weak, was for girls. It was not. A man could not feel. A man could not show emotions, because if you show emotions, you are perceived as weak. That is the father projecting onto the son. So the father will project onto the son. If you cry, if you show emotions, you're going to be looked at as weak, and you are not weak. You have to be strong. And it's pretty much filling up the ego. So it's pretty much draining the empathy, but filling it up with ego, filling it up, making that child like stone. And a male narcissist who, because you gotta look at the factors. Male narcissists, especially father figures are known to be more, I'm not going to say dangerous, because I strongly believe, in my opinion, narcissist mothers are probably a lot more dangerous, because they're more with up here. Okay, they're more with up here. Male narcissist fathers are more abusive in that they are more volatile. They're more violent. They can be more violent, meaning that there could be more abuse in the household as far as physical abuse is concerned. And because they can utilize physical abuse, and that they instill that fear in their children and their spouse, just in the household itself, that, especially if their child shows emotions, if their child shows vulnerability, or tries to be emotional, or starts to cry, or just shows any kind of empathy, you have male narcissist fathers who beat their children because of that, especially the boys. They beat them because of that, because because that father was taught as well that emotions is weakness. Okay, it's all about yourself. It's all about, you need to man up. You need to man up. And too much of that, you're taking away the innocence of the child. You're taking away their empathy, their natural born empathy. And you are pretty much training them. It's kind of like a military type of, what they perceive as discipline. That's the kind of relationship a male narcissist would have with their male narcissist father. A very volatile relationship. And that male narcissist that you dealt with, even if they tell you, well, yeah, I love my dad. I loved my dad. My dad did the best he could. Deep down inside, they resent their father. They resent their father. Just like a male narcissist who has a narcissist mother. They resent their mother. Even though they feel that sense of attachment with their parents, they resent them. And what they're doing is that resentment that they're feeling, they're projecting it onto the victim, which was you. All right, guys, give me 1 second. I'm sorry. I want to make sure I get you. You guys know me. I get into it. Yes, Cicely, we're going to learn about psychopaths. We're going to learn more about sociopaths. We're going to learn about different types of personality disorders. We're going to learn about a lot of different things. Hey, Ty. No worries, hon. You're here. That's all that matters. Jenna, yes, I understand this fully. He had a knack for telling me what he thought I wanted to hear, but often showing me the utter opposite. Mental drudgery, I appreciate. You're very welcome, sweetheart. You're very welcome. Yeah. Let me see. Kara, so true. During my devaluation, he stated he was tired of me crying and leaving work. They also show some of these behaviors towards you when irritation because of the new supply that they're hiding. Yes. Yes. And the thing of it is that when you are dealing with someone, that's exactly actually good thing. I'm glad you brought it up, Kara, because I wanted to talk about that too when it boils down to the new supply. Because I know some people, let me explain something to you guys. Okay. And I'm not going to give away too much because we know that even though I have you awesome people here and, and we have our weekly get-togethers, narcissists are so vain and so they're so full of themselves that they can't even leave us alone. And by us, I mean the community. They have to see what we're doing. They have to see what we're talking about. Because one thing you got to understand, guys, they always like to try to be a step ahead. They do like to try to be a step ahead. So they want to monitor everything that we do, everything that we're saying, everything, how we communicate with one another. But at the end of the day, if you are strong and you maintain no contact and you just continue doing what you have to do, even if they're watching you, then you have nothing to worry about. A lot of victims, one of the things that I noticed is that a lot of victims, one, they ask, and I have different people who ask different questions on different videos, or they'll email me. And this is where I want people to understand. When they ask, so am I ever going to get my apology? Am I ever going to, is a narcissist ever going to just take accountability? I mean, they should know that they were wrong for what they were doing. And sometimes people don't like the answer that I give them. And I get that. I get it. Trust me, I get it completely. Because at the end of the day, you want that, at least that much, but of course, dealing with these people, you're not going to get it. And if you do get it, better believe it's because there's a motive behind it. There's a motive behind it. Am I ever going to? Am I ever going to? Am I ever going to? These questions, when people ask these questions, it's because they're still seeking validation. They're still trying to seek some form of validation, which is why I strongly encourage survivors and even, those who have become recent victims and are still, on their way to survivorship. These people know that that's what you want. They know that you want your apology. They know you want them to take accountability. They know all of these things, okay? When I tell you guys that they were very coherent in their actions, they knew what they were doing. They knew what they were doing. They knew what they were saying. They knew how they were treating you. They knew all of these things because there's no way to not know. Number one, they knew these things because why? Because you were telling them. You were telling them. You were telling them, how could you? Excuse me, let me rephrase that. You were asking questions. How could you do this? Why would you do this? Why this? What's that? Who is this? How is that? Everything was a question. And they know that you were confused, you were hurting, when you were crying, they knew you were in pain. They knew you were in pain. But people who have such egos, the ego, first of all, the ego wants something that is self-gratifying, even if it's for a split second. Okay? Even if it's for a split second, it's that self-gratification. They knew all of these things. And yet they still managed to continue on. These people know that you want that apology. They know that you want that validation. You know, you said that I deserve an apology. You absolutely do. You absolutely do. I deserve closure. Yes, you do. But because it's not going to do anything for them, that's why they're not giving it to you. That's why they're not doing it. Because if they were to be genuine about it and say, let me go and apologize to this person, I knew I was wrong. And I can't believe I did that. If they had a moment of clarity, and they said, let me go and apologize with no expectations, that's how you and I would apologize. You and I would apologize for our actions with no expectations, meaning that if we wrong someone and they say, thank you for the apology, but I still want nothing to do with you, and we walk away and we say, I understand, I just want to let you know that I'm sorry, that is a genuine apology. How many of you have been narc free? How long has it been since you haven't gotten your apology? How long has it been since they did everything they did and they never gave you any clarity? They never gave you any kind of closure. All this time, never said a word to you. It's because they know you want it. And they know that you being in the position that you're in now, feeling the way you do, doing the work on yourself and maintaining your life, they know that if they come in now, after all this time, and they say, I'm sorry, and you say, go fuck yourself, it's not gonna have a very pretty moment. You know what I'm saying? It's just not. But they know these things, guys. And it's because of the fact that they know these things. And it's because of the fact that, like, when people hit me up and they say, you know, they ask me questions, and again, I keep everyone anonymous because, you know, not everyone wants their information out there, and I completely understand that. When people ask me questions and they say, well, I bumped into them, or they messaged me, or they called me, or, you know, they went through a friend and reached out to me. And a lot of the time, victims, the first thing they do is, you know, what they basically pick up where it left off. A lot of them pick up where it left off, and they'll say, why didn't you do this? Why didn't you apologize? Why don't you just take accountability? Why don't you just admit you were wrong? Why don't you just tell me the truth? Just give me the truth. Give me that much. If you do that, you just gave them power again. I don't care if you guys were in no contact for years. You gave them that power again. Okay? And because of the fact that you were still, you know, it shows them that you were focused on this. Even if you were living your life, if you bump into them and you say, give me my apology, I want my apology right now, it lets them know that you didn't get over the situation. You didn't get through the motions, that you still have an attachment to the situation. Not even the person, to the situation. You still have an attachment. They're not going to give it to you. The only way they're going to give it to you is if they're going to get something out of it. I'll give you an apology. If I give you an apology, then we can be in each other's lives again. Or they'll give you this BS statement. Well, I thought you were over it, so I'm apologizing to you. You claim that you're over it and you forgive me, but you're still bitter because you're not letting me back in your life. God says that we need to forgive, but he didn't say that we have to let people back into our lives. And just because I forgive you doesn't mean that I'm letting you back in my life. It just means that we are no longer. That's it. It's over. It's done. But you do still have victims that want that validation. And because narcissists know this, that's simply why they don't apologize. Besides the fact that they will never admit to being wrong about things, they won't apologize because if they apologize to you and you want that genuineness and you still tell them, okay, well, I appreciate your apology, but it's done, they know it's completely over and done with. This is that little bit of power that they think they have. That little bit of power, that little thing that they hold over your head. This is why I encourage a lot of victims and survivors. I encourage you guys to learn how to create your own closure. Come into that level of acceptance. I've accepted that this is who you are. I've accepted that you will not admit to your wrongdoings. You will not take accountability because, let's face facts, narcissists are cowards. You will not take accountability. You won't take responsibility for what you've done. And at the end of the day, I will no longer hold on to this and release it. It takes time, but release it. And the minute you do that and you start moving on with your life and you begin to breathe again, you begin to live again. I mean, aside from the fact that they are still watching you guys, okay? No matter which way, no matter how much they try to say, oh, well, what are you talking about? I'm over this person and this. And no, because narcissists are the kind of people that expect people to just be there. They put you on ice and they leave you there. And they think that, they can come back whenever they want. And maybe for some of you, that was the case. Maybe for some of you, that person, these people you dealt with, consistently betrayed your trust, consistently betrayed you. And because you have such a big heart and you always wanted to you hoped for the best. You hoped that things would be different the next time around. And then boom, something else happens. And because of the fact that you continuously allow them in, if that applies to some of you, yeah, they're not going to bother. They're not. AJ, thank you so much, sweetheart. They're not going to bother. They're going to basically, I thank you, Ty. Thank you very much. But they're not going to do it. They're not going to, if it's not going to give them something in return, if it's not going to give them the supply that they want or the supply that they need, they're not going to bother. They're really not. But if you show them, I don't need your apology. I don't need you. Oh, Jenna, thank you so much for the donation, sweetheart. Thank you. I don't need your power. I don't need your apology. I have my own power. I don't need you to fulfill me. You didn't even fulfill me when we were together. Think about that, guys. They didn't even fulfill you like that when y'all were together. When y'all were together, I can guarantee you were probably doing the most work. You were doing the most work. You were probably planning things. You were probably the one that was in the driver's seat, directing the relationship. You were the one doing that. And then when push came to shove, because you were directing how things went, because they don't like responsibility, you were directing the dynamics of the relationship when everything, here's the funny thing. I get into it, guys. I get into it. But here's the funny thing. You direct the relationship, right? And you maneuver things. You driving and you're maneuvering it around. And then when push comes to shove and everything happens and then the discard comes, what happens? You were the one who was trying to be in control of everything. So everything was put into your lap as far as doing the work emotionally, mentally, spiritually, energetically, maybe even sexually. You were left in the driver's seat to do all the work of the relationship. Then when everything happened the way it did, boom. This person wanted to, oh, Madison, thank you, sweetheart. this person wanted to be in control, always got to be in control. We always had to do everything that Erica wanted to do. We always had to do this. And it was always Erica. It's because Erica was the one driving, okay? With a permit, mind you, okay? And that's how they do things. That's how they flip it around. That's how they manage to manipulate everything. And at the end of the day, guys, when all is said and done, they're not going to give you that. And I wish I could tell you that that's not the case, because I know you guys are so deserving. You're so deserving of, love, happiness, everything that you ever possibly can want. You're so deserving of that. And you are deserving of an apology. But at the end of the day, you have to show them. I don't need your apology. In fact, I don't want your apology. I don't want anything from you. You're going to be who you are, and I'm going to elevate in my life. And you show them that not only did you not need it, but you're not sitting there waiting for it. You moved on. And I guarantee you, it's when they're going to try to test you, because when they see that you've moved on, they're going to try to test you. They're going to try to test you. And you'll sit there and be like, wait a minute, you left me for new supply. Now all of a sudden, I'm picking up the pieces. I'm moving on with my life. I'm getting on with my shit. And now what's the problem now? Why are you even bothering me? Why are you bothering with me? It's because that strength that you're demonstrating right now is a challenge for them. Because now they have to test to see if they still have what it takes to lure you right back in, to bring you right back in. And that was another thing that I wanted to talk about with regards to the new supply. Because if you're dealing with, if you dealt with a discard and they left you for new supply, they left you for someone else, they left you for a group of people, what have you. A lot of the time, people think that a narcissist, that they don't face karma, they don't face, the different types of karma that we all face. Because apparently, for some reason, I don't know why it is, people have the impression that narcissists are like Superman, like they're like a superhero. They're not human. They're impenetrable, or whatever the case may be. First and foremost, I know for a fact that they do. And it may not be the kind of karma that you would expect or would think, because remember, do not lose sight of the fact of one thing. A narcissist is about image. They're about image. And if they moved on, let's just say, no, we're not even going to say they moved on, because they don't move on. They just bounce around. But if they're with their new supply, okay, and you're sitting there saying, oh my gosh, but they look so happy. They look like they're living the life. They're traveling. They're doing this. They're doing that, and all that. And they're never gonna face their karma. Did we forget they're about image? Did we forget that they have to show the world a side of the relationship that is really non-existent? They did it with you, did they not? Did they not sit there and pose to the world? Even though before they went and took those pictures with you, before you guys did those videos together, before you guys went to the parties together, before you guys were hanging out with friends and doing all of this stuff, weren't they just cussing you out 10, 15, 20 minutes before you guys left to go to the party? Weren't they just giving you a nasty attitude? Weren't they treating you like crap? Weren't they talking to you like you were a 2-year-old? Weren't they just, making you feel beneath yourself and talking down to you? And then when you hit when you hit wherever it is that you were going, boom, in front of everybody, you're the world's greatest couple, are you not? Narcissists can face their karma, but it just may not be the way we would want them to face their karma, okay? It may not be that way. They may face their karma in financial aspects, okay? They can face their karma by, possibly losing a job, losing their finances, okay? Losing their home. I mean, anything is possible. A lot of victims want a narcissist to pay the way they paid. They want a narcissist to feel the pain the way we felt the pain. And what we have to understand is that because we have empathy, we have love, we have feelings, we have these things. We go through this kind of pain because this is just, it's natural for us. It's natural, it's a natural reaction to the abuse. But a narcissist, because they are incapable of really sustaining, that's the way to say it. They're incapable of sustaining emotions and feelings because their heart is stone. They pay their karma in other ways, my love. Oh, yes, they do. So if you had that narcissistic ex-girlfriend who did nothing but buy all kinds of expensive stuff because she had an image to maintain, she had to show everybody that she's better than everybody else and she's living the life of luxury and she's doing all this. Meantime, what happens? Because she done spent all her money trying to impress everybody else out there, she couldn't pay her rent. So what happens? She's left to sleep on her mother's couch. You understand? They pay their karma in other ways. And maybe, listen, maybe you may not know about it. Maybe you may not see it because, again, they're about image. They're just, but you can sit there and bet your lucky stars. You can sit there and you can wonder, I wonder if this person is facing karma. A narcissist is the kind of person that can face karma. They would be going through all kinds of financial problems, legal problems, whatever kind of problems, but they will still find the time to take a selfie and put that up online. Like they're happy. Like, oh, I'm doing great. I'm loving life. I'm good. I'm doing wonderful. Meantime, they're busy scrambling around trying to find supply because they need one guy to pay their rent. They need the other guy to pay their phone bill. They need the other guy to finance whatever indulgences they have, whatever addictions they have. They need, trust me, guys. Trust me. Everybody faces karma. No one is exempt from karma. No one, not even a low down, dirty narcissist. No one is exempt from karma. And it'll hit them when they least expect it. Okay? It'll hit them when they least expect it. You continue building up those good karma points. Don't fall on the level of a narcissist or manipulator. They will get theirs. And it'll hit them where it hurts the most. It will hit them when they least expect it. And naturally, what are they going to do? They'll cry victim. Because, they're a victim. Why is this happening to me? I don't understand how this is happening to me. And they still won't acknowledge or take accountability for all the pain that they caused other people. They'll sit there and say, oh, well, I don't understand. I'm the victim, feeling sorry for themselves. When the reality is, well, this is you paying for the time that you went and hurt Rob in 1995, Jason in 1998, Chris in 2001. You understand? It all builds up. It builds up and it hits them. And it may not hit them in a painful way that we have gotten hit. Emotionally, spiritually, mentally, in some cases physically. Then again, let's not go to sleep on that because a narcissist can face their karma where they think that BS is going to work on someone else and someone ends up putting their hands on them. I'm sorry, guys. Let me just check. Let me just look at some. I just want to make sure. EJ, can't believe I was bitter for years and looked on her Facebook. She has 6 kids and looks like, what was I thinking? Yeah. And you come to the realization that you are, it's not that your mind was playing tricks on you, but these types of people, manipulators, are such good illusionists. They can make an illusion. I mean, listen, they were good in the dynamic with you. So they are good at what they do. They are good at what they do. And it's not just you. I'm sure there were victims before you and there are going to be victims after you. I'm sure of that. But of course, you manage to get away from that. Like I said before, guys, these types of people they're just people who come across good people because we need to learn lessons. We need to learn lessons. That's all it is. They're here to teach you a lesson. Okay? God utilizes people, as tools. He utilizes people as tools on this earth. And he allows certain things to happen because we need to learn. We need to learn. And it's kind of like that balance. That scale, that's what that is. It's that balance between dark and light, good and bad. It's just, we need balance. And if you were a people pleaser, if you were the kind of person that could never say no, and you were constantly just bending over backwards, breaking your back, doing for people, constantly being taken advantage of, constantly being taken for granted, and you got dealing with a narcissist on the most extreme level, that broke you out of it, and now you have balance in your life. Now you're able to say yes and or no. Now you're able to not be a people pleaser anymore and only give to those who are worthy. Only, and you learn to love yourself, and you learn to do so many different things that you never thought possible, that you couldn't even do before. It was a blessing. It really was. Because now that you've gone through it, now that you have, and you did the one good thing that a lot of us do. You were the bigger person and you just left it alone. Now you get to everything that you've ever wanted, all the blessings, because you learned from everything. And now you know how to deal with people. Now you know how to have happiness and how to sustain it, have healthy relationships and boundaries and how to sustain it. It's worth it in a way. I mean, listen, let's be realistic here. There was that, there was going to be, and who knows, maybe you dealt with a few narcissists in your lifetime, and none of them really pushed that button, but there was one who did, and that was the straw that broke the camel's back. That was the straw that you said, you know what, now screw this, I'm done. I am done. And it just completely changed your life, completely changed your outlook on everything. And now you want to be able to sustain a healthy, happy relationship with someone else. And that narcissist is going to see you being happy, you doing your thing, just being in your own element with the person that you want to be with, and enjoying life. And then they're going to be sitting there from the sidelines watching, being upset, being miserable, probably watching everything you do, probably trying to throw negative energy at you, being jealous, being pissed off, playing the victim, probably trying anything in their power to possibly break that up and try to get you back. And it's like, no, don't do it, guys. Do not do it. Do not do it. Don't fall for it, okay? Because doing it is like taking a shower and then coming out and wearing the same panties or underwears that you had on before you took the shower. What's the point? What's the point? It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Think about what you went through. Think about everything you went through and say to yourself, no, I deserve better than this. Because that person is going to always be who that person is. If they haven't taken accountability for what they've done to you. They're not taking accountability for what they're doing to their new supply or to the people that they've done before you. Unless God strikes them with lightning and says, get your stuff together, man, or it's going to get worse for you. It's not going to happen. It really isn't going to happen. And there's too many people in the world, way too many people in the world for you to be focused on someone who only tries to deal with you. See, I knew it was going to happen again. Who only tries to deal with you when it's convenient for them or when it does something for them, when they can gain something out of it. Not worth it. Really isn't worth it. You guys deserve way, way more than that, and way better, by the way. Give me 1 second. Cicely, Eric, I needed to hear this. She got upgrades to her car and ride by like she is so unbothered. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Cicely, you know what? It's what they do because they want to listen. They want to show you, oh well, I'm not miserable. I'm happy without you, and this and that, or whatever the case may be. And at the end of the day, all right, you act nonchalant about it, and you're just like, all right, whatever. Be happy about it. Do what you do. Say what you say. Feel what you feel. I don't care anymore. It's when you stop caring. Because when you stop caring, that's when they let, oh, okay, this person really is like moving on. They're really doing their, and their thing is, how dare you not pay attention to me? How dare you not give me the attention and the admiration that I oh so deserve? Get it from someone else. Now, I'm not giving it to you. I already gave you enough. I gave you attention. I gave you enough loyalty. I gave you love. I try to give you peace. I try to give you a lot of things. Okay? See, the problem with the narcissist is that they don't understand the difference between being desired and being appreciated. They don't know the difference between the two. Okay? And they get so caught up with the kind of people, the kind of dynamics who desire them. But see, here's the thing about desiring something, desiring someone, that tends to fade. That tends to wear off. You understand? So someone can be desired. I can be desired. I can be desired by, 1,000 men. But out of that 1,000 men, only one is genuinely going to appreciate me. Because these types of people aim to be around people that's going to either make them look good in front of the public eye, make them look good in front of friends and family, whatever the case may be, or is going to fuel them. It's going to boost up their ego, gonna validate them, and be a sacrificial lamb for them. I'm good. Like, I'm not sacrificing myself. There's only one person I'm sacrificing myself for, and that's my son. Anybody else, that's not gonna happen. But that's what they look for. That is exactly what they look for. That's why it was kind of, it was so easy to treat you the way they did when they saw that other people were giving them the attention, giving them the ego boost and the stroke. And they're like, oh, this feels good over here. And this is kind of getting, because like if you were with them for a while, well, this is getting a little bland. This is starting to rub off on me. I'm not feeling this anymore. But this, it's that grass is greener syndrome. They think the grass is greener on the other side. I thought that was a bug on my wall. I almost freaked out. But they think the grass is greener on the other side. So what do? They jump over the fence. It looks good because they like what's easy. They like what's easy. Listen, I personally, I don't like, I talk about my experience or whatever the case may be. And at the end of the day, I can't say that I knew what this person was thinking because I didn't know what they were thinking. I only went by what I was seeing. I only went by what I was seeing online, what I was seeing with my own two eyes. Okay? And at the end of the day, this person had people stroking his ego. He got bored with me and it's like, okay, cool. I mean, clearly it wasn't like that in the beginning. It wasn't like that because I was really hurt and everything. But after a while, when I saw that you're doing this and you don't care how this affects me, you're doing this and this is just like, that was my reality. That was what hit me. The reality hit me was this is who you are. This is who you are. And because I'm an adult, I adult in this life. Okay, I pay bills, I pay rent, I take care of my kid. This is what I do. I have to take care of my responsibilities. And I've been like that for a very long time. Clearly, this person wanted what was easiest, what they felt was easier, what accommodates them, what is better for them. Okay, I couldn't say this with such a cool demeanor when I was dealing with it, because it was hurtful, it was painful, it was a lot to take in. But when I saw in my face, this person did not care. This person just was like, whatever with it. Whatever. He wanted to make me jealous. All right. And he succeeded in the beginning because I was very reactive. I was extremely reactive. And after a while, I was like, yeah, you playing games right now. I don't got time for this. And I just, I went my own way. I went my own way. I never got an apology. I never got anything. I didn't get an explanation. I got nothing. All I got was gaslit. That was all I got. Gaslit. I would say something and he would try to top it with something else. I would tell him how I felt and he would try to throw me off course. He'll try to throw me off track and he'll try to just add in some other stuff, and then he'll use his anger and he would yell and he would get very aggressive and become just very nasty. And what that would do was that would push me into the corner. It would push me, and you would be like, okay, fine. I don't want to fight anymore. To the point where I was apologizing for the stuff that he was doing. I'm sitting here apologizing because after I told him, I see you, I see what you're doing, and he's yelling at me and he's cussing me out and he's calling me, he's just being really nasty and rude to me. And he literally convinced me that I was wrong for being reactive to his triangulation, to his attempts to just, to do some, I don't even know what the hell it was for. Like I said, I wasn't in his mind, so I couldn't say what it was for. But he was just messed up here, and I just couldn't do it anymore. And I walked away. I walked away. I'm not my son. I don't want my son learning stuff like this. I don't want my son learning to be a manipulator. I don't want my son learning to treat women this way, to be, to be like this with people. I don't want my son learning that. I don't. And I would be a really big hypocrite if I have someone like that in my life around my son and telling my son, that's wrong. But he'll look at me and say, but mommy, you have someone who's treating you like that. So which one is it? I'm not doing that. I'm not doing it. At the end of the day, that's the kind of person you deal with. And it's because it's all about the ego. It's all about the ego. And when everything happened, I put my hands up. I said, I'm done. I threw in the towel and I walked away. And it's when you do that they look back and they're like, they got all these people. In this case, I guess he had, a bunch of females who were just like, hey, how you doing? Are you single now and everything? Because people were waiting. they love a show. People were waiting for them. So the first thing he did was put that he was single. I'm single now. He advertised it. Cool. And then what happened? Then he has different females, different people hitting him up, doing whatever, and stroking his ego. Little do these people know that these, when you have people who are constantly like, they're constantly feeding the ego of certain people. And yes, love, yes, exactly, the harem. Because that's exactly what it was. It was a harem, He had females, he'll put up a picture, boom, they would just comment and throwing comments, throwing this, throwing that. Cool, homie. I'm gonna tell you right now. And my attitude about it at that time, very depressed. I was very depressed. I was very hurt. I was lost. I was gone. My mind was just, I was in so much pain that I didn't think about it. But I said to myself, when I went on my hiatus, I stayed away from everybody. I said, I'm going to come back. And when I do, I'm going to have a really big comeback, because at the end of the day, the one thing I told them, you're going to regret what you did. You're going to regret everything you said. You're going to regret it all. And you know what? I am so sure of it. It's crazy. It's crazy. But God is good. God is good. And at the end of the day, I walked away, I turned away, and I never looked back. And I know how hard it is for you guys, because I know that you guys, when you're dealing with someone that you really loved it was hard for you to walk away. It was hard for you to come to that acceptance. But when you did, when you finally did, I don't know where you're at, but for me, it got to the point where I was like, when they're no longer your type, that's how you know that it's just like, yo, it's done. It's done. And all of that was for gratification. All of that was for him to have his ego stroke, to build up his self-esteem, to do whatever it was. Because you know what? You take a kid to a candy store and you give them a free little piece of candy, and what do? Oh, this is good. Oh, I want more. That's what happens. That's exactly what happened. And at the end of the day, I felt no need, because let me tell you something. Their harems, whenever someone has a harem, it's a group of people who are pretty much fiends. They're called fiends, okay? It's a group of people who will, it's kind of like that. They'll put up a picture and you have one female, or if it's, you guys with the ladies, the same thing, okay? They'll have one female, then another, and each female has to outdo the other female. Each female, you notice that. I don't know if you guys noticed that. They have to outdo the other female. And not to say, well, let me clarify something here too, guys, because if you do put up pictures and you do have different people who comment on your pictures, first and foremost, if you're single, you are okay to do that. Like, it's your business, it's your page, it's your social media, and if you are not hurting anyone, by all means, you feel confident, do your thing. But when you are in the midst of dealing with someone, even though it's a discard, and you are like really shitting on them, you're hurting them, and you're doing this purposely, you're pretty much putting the glass in, you're making that wound deeper and deeper. Come on, man. That to me, that's what lames do. That is clearly what lames do. And I don't like that. I really don't. I don't do ego. I don't like ego. I don't like guys who have massive egos. I can't stand it. It's so unattractive and it's so unappealing. But the harems that they have surrounding them, what they don't understand is that those harems that they have, just as much as they're boosting up their ego, they're boosting up other people's egos too. Okay? And that's how narcissists can potentially attract other narcissists, but at the end of the day, that was their choice, right? That was what they chose to do. That was how they chose to handle things. And give me 1 second. Raphael, but humiliation and emotional scars. The hard thing to accept is how much you gave and got nothing in return. You know what? It is hard. That part is hard. It's hard in the beginning. It's always hard in the beginning. But you think of what you have put out there, right? Think about it this way, Raphael. Just think about it this way. If I hit this thing one more time, I use my hands a lot, guys. You know what they say that, right? You reap what you sow, right? You reap what you sow. What you put out is what you get back. Okay? So everything that you've done for this person, everything, or these people, everything you've put out there, every good deed you have done, everything that you've done with the purest of hearts, everything you did, you put it out there. You will get that back in return. You just won't get it from them. It just won't be from them. You will get that back in return. This is why I tell people, stay on the course of good karma. Continue. Listen, we've all been through it, but you will get it back. You will get it back. You first have to get rid of this person. You have to get rid of this person. You have to detach from them. When you detach from them, when you detach from them, you're coming to a higher energetic level. Okay? You're going to be evolving. You're going to be doing so much with your life, so much with yourself. When you detach from them and you let them go and you let that situation go, you reap what you've sown. So now everything else comes into place for you. Okay? Because now that this person is no longer in your life, now that they're no longer attached to you, They're no longer involved with you. They can no longer bring you down. They can no longer hurt you. They can no longer decrease you, your spirit, your value, nothing. When you detach from them, that's when everything starts to flourish. Everything starts to come in. I thought the same thing, Raphael. The same thing. But when I detached and I moved on and I did what I had to do, everything, it was like everything was coming to me, was flowing to me. I bat my eyelash and boom, I got something. Okay. Everything was flowing to me. You have to detach from these people though, because you're attracting everything that you don't want. While being attached to these people, you are pretty much letting their energy reside in your home, reside around you. You're letting that energy just pretty much stay there and it's keeping you stagnant. But when you detach and you say, okay, no, I'm done. It's over. I'm going to get through this. I'm going to heal. I'm going to move on. And you start to notice, guys, I'm telling you, and I'm testifying to it. You start to notice so many different things. You start to notice more genuine people coming into your life. You start to notice good things happening. When you walk out your house, you just start to feel different. You feel so extremely different. And it's all because you have managed to learn your lesson. You managed to say, no, I'm not going to be like this person. I'm not going to let this person destroy me. I'm going to, and everything you put your mind to, the mind is powerful. Okay. Everything you put your mind to, everything you think about, everything you speak, it becomes reality. And you have to be careful with that. Make sure it's positive. Continue to stay positive. Even though these people are negative, you have to stay positive. You have to remain positive. Because if you notice when you dealt with these people in the very beginning, when you dealt with them, your energy level was up here, right? It was up here. And theirs appeared to be up here. But the reality is that they were mirroring you. They were mirroring because they saw that you were up here and they were here. And because you're up here, they basically had to mirror you so you can basically be here with one another. You thought that the both of you were up here, but here's the reality of it. You're up here, they're down here. What they ended up doing was they ended up bringing you down with them. Okay? This is why I say they're master illusionists. They give you the illusion that, oh, I'm coming up here with you. Nah, baby, you coming down here with me. That's what they do. And because they mirrored you and because they managed to make you feel comfortable and you felt vulnerable and you felt like, oh, this person was one of the best, the best I ever had, or whatever the case may be. This was all just a trick. That's all it was. They're master magicians, guys. They are master magicians. Give me 1 second. I'm sorry, guys. I want to just make sure. Ty says, be not deceived. God is not mocked whatsoever. A person sows, they shall reap. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Evildoers only do evil, Erica. That's what the Bible says. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, people of this, God says, I'm not going to quote it. I'm going to paraphrase it. God says, do not seek revenge. Revenge is not yours to take. Revenge is mine. Okay? This is what God says. Don't seek revenge. I will take care of this person. I will take care of these people. Did you learn your lesson? You learned your lesson. And if you notice, a lot of people who go through this type of, you ever notice how it brings you a lot closer to God and it makes you more in tune with your spirit? And it really just makes you, it brings out your spirit. It brings out your true, genuine soul after everything is said and done. Because at the end of the day, we have to, I was almost 3 years. Almost 3 years. And the beginning, it was great. I mean, as with any, it was great. And then we hit very, very bumpy patches. I made excuses though. I made a lot of excuses. And I went off the strength of, this person is treating me this way. This person is talking to me this way because they had a rough life. They had a rough past relationships, because, this person opened up to me and told me things, because they, I'm thinking this person trusts me. Okay. And I mean, it doesn't bear repeating, guys, because I'm, even though I feel the way I do about this person, at the end of the day, I still look at how certain things actually did happen. And for me, it was heartbreaking, but I felt connected to this person because, yeah, I was a broken soul. And I felt like my broken soul was connecting with this person's broken soul. I saw that this person was broken, but I didn't think that, because, I, I didn't think they were capable of doing what they did in the end. Okay. And I made excuses. I made a lot of excuses. And I internalized everything. I sat there and blamed myself for this person being the way they were. I blamed myself for this person talking to me on occasions, sometimes talking to me really nasty and being very, very vulgar. I blame myself, and I would actually punish myself in a way. I would punish myself. And over time, just everything was just like, it was really difficult, becoming very, very difficult to deal with. But I couldn't let go for some reason. I couldn't let go. And the more he would push me away, the more he'd become dismissive. He'd become more avoidant. He'd become emotionally cold. He would just be really, he would just at times be really nasty with me. And I would, like the little codependent I was, try to figure out ways to make him feel better, and try to figure out ways to let him know that, you know, I'm sorry. I'll be this person that you want me to be. That was my focus, being who he wanted me to be. And I would tell him, what do I need to do? What should I do? What do I need to do? Because I was trying to accommodate him. I was trying to be better for him. Wombat, yes, you're right. They do try to bring you down to their level. When I said she was toxic, she said it proves it's not just me, then the way you say things. They try to take you down. Yeah, they do. Because once they grab onto your energy, your high spirits, it's first of all, if you have very high spirits, you're very energetically lifted, and you're just one of those types of people that you just like to be happy. You like to have peace. You just, that's what attracts people to you. People can sense that energy, and that's very attractive. It's very attractive. And people find that type of energy to be addictive. So even when you attract people who are on the same energy level as you, you also attract energy vampires. That's why they say, yo, protect your energy, protect yourself, because you just don't know. You don't know who, because like, given for example, I do these lives, I do these videos, and people can become energetically tied to me through these videos. We all speak to one another. We acknowledge one another. We all have energetic ties with one another. Okay. We have those, sorry guys. We have those cords with one another. So when you are the kind of person that has that high energy, and you just, you're just a carefree, loving person, yeah, it attracts very dark energies. Just like it attracts the light energies, it's going to attract the dark ones, because that's the kind of energy that gives people their high. Believe that or not. Yes, love and peace. That is absolutely true. They hate our light, yet they can't seem to stay away from it. It's that contradiction, right? Like, oh, I hate your light. but I'm so addicted to it. So it's like, make up your mind. Amanda, I'm trying. I'm really trying. Okay. I can't help it. You guys know me. I use my hands a lot. Ty, I was talking in therapy and was told that because we are attractive empaths, we attract everyone, good and bad. But you don't have to entertain everyone. Absolutely. Absolutely. Because you have to discern. You have to be able to, try to go within your intuition and feel that person's energy. When I was dealing with this person, if we would go to gatherings, we would go to family gatherings, we would go to, just different places, and he, he felt some kind of way because I would sit in the corner. And this is a habit. It's not because of being shy or anything like that, because I'm not a shy person, at least not anymore. But I would sit in the corner and I would analyze. I would analyze everyone. I would analyze everything. And the thing is that I noticed that, and Amanda can tell you, because I don't like being in very large groups, especially around people that I don't know. I get a lot of anxiety because it's like, it's just too many energies at one time. And there were times that I would be at family gatherings with this person, and I would sit in the corner. I would sit a little bit more on the outskirts, or just, sit in my own, and I would be looked at like, not by everybody else, but primarily by him, like, well, you have a problem, like, what's wrong? And I'm like, nothing's wrong. I'm comfortable this way. I am comfortable this way because I can't, you're picking up so much. And it would give me anxiety. It would really give me anxiety. And I would have to like pull away. But he thought I was just trying to be difficult. I'm just trying to be difficult. Or I had an attitude, or I had a problem. And it wasn't anything like that. It was, there are too many people here. There's too much energy here. And I'm a very empathic person. I can pick up on different energies, and it can be confusing, very confusing, because when you have so many different people with so many different energies, it's like, you don't know, you don't know what's what. It can be very draining, extremely draining. And when it boiled down to, to the dynamic, to the relationship, it was extremely draining, because I went from being this high spirited, happy, just, want to enjoy life, and just have a good relationship, and just, be happy. That's all I wanted, was peace and happiness. That's all I wanted. I went from that to depression, thoughts of suicide, couldn't take it anymore. I just, and I come to learn that it's to the point now that I'm picking up. I am, just the other day, guys, and I knew it was just something wrong, and it wasn't me. And that's how I knew that someone is spiritually trying to attack me. And I was talking to Amanda about it. I was just, just here chilling, relaxing, and all of a sudden I'm just getting like anxiety. I'm getting an anxiety attack, and I can't understand where I'm getting it from, and I'm shaking. And mind you, I was home alone. So I got so scared because I'm home alone and I can't, God forbid something happens and there is nobody here. And I just started taking deep breaths, and people say that when you feel that way, just imagine you like white light just covering you. And that's what I did. And I started taking deep breaths, and I'm like, why is this? I'm noticing in my dreams, I'm being attacked in my dreams. Someone is trying to, I don't want to say violate, but they're being intrusive in my dreams. And it's not like something that's really good. I know benevolent from malevolent. I know good from bad. And it's someone who is trying to invade my privacy, trying to invade my mind and my thoughts. And this isn't the first time. This is not the first time that this has happened. I have been spiritually attacked several times. And, I have so many different people who watch me. It's kind of hard to really pinpoint who it may be, because, you got so many different people who watch you. It's like, It could be anybody. But at the end of the day, I personally, I don't do, I don't dabble in that stuff. So for me, it's like, I have, I try to pray on it because it's to that point too. It's to that point. Yeah, love. That's exactly what I do. That's exactly what I do. And um, for me to having, I haven't had anxiety in a long time, guys. I haven't. I have not. I've been on my, and Amanda spends more time with me than anyone. And she has seen such a difference, and she has seen I'm genuinely in a good space. I'm in a good place. So when someone's trying to throw something at me, it's it can be kind of scary, but then I remember what God says. He did not give us a spirit of fear. So I have to, I take it head on. I've been taking the attacks and just kind of riding it through, but then I got to the point that I got fed up with that too. I got fed up with it too. And this, people ride on your energy. They ride on your back. They ride on you because they want to dissuade you. They want to discourage you. They want to push you to do things that is out of your character. And it's because they expect these things. I personally, I'm like, I'm not going to do that. I just had the conversation with her yesterday about it. I said, I'm not going to do it. I'm not, because if I do it, then I'll end up, one, going to jail, and two, I'll end up, not really living up to what it is that I'm trying to help other people do. So I took the L on this one. I definitely took the L on it. Absolutely, G's. Yeah, I'll send it to you. Well, I put my email on the I responded with my email the last time you sent me a comment on one of the videos. Yes, love. Yeah. Yep. That's exactly what it is. Exactly what it is. Absolutely. Yeah. I couldn't handle it. I really couldn't handle it anymore. I'd been attacked several times. I've had, after the whole situation happened, even a few months after, I was having nightmares, bad nightmares. And I had literally, in my dream, I saw the cord. I saw the cord, and this is crazy. And it was scary. That's how bad it was. I saw the cord. It was like an umbilical cord between myself and this person. I literally saw the cord between us, and I saw a demon riding back and forth on the cord. This was in my dream, guys, riding back and forth. And as it was riding back and forth, it was showing me stuff that it was doing with other demons to that person, like literally torturing that person. And I don't want no. I was like, I don't want no part of it, man. I don't want no part of it. I prayed for this man. I'm not gonna lie. I prayed for him for a while after all was said and done. But I was like, I don't want no part of it. That has nothing to do with me. I leave it in God's hands. I've had spirits walking around in my house. In my last apartment, I had to move because I said, nope, nope. I've never seen a spirit in my life, and I'm not about to start. I'm not gonna be sitting up here having coffee and crackers with Casper. It's not happening. I don't deal with spirits. I don't deal with none of that. Okay. I've been attacked on so many different, during prayer, I've been attacked. I've been attacked most when I pray. When I pray, I've been attacked most. Um, these people are oppressed people. These people have just dark forces. They have dark things around them. And unfortunately, it's not to say that you can't handle them. It's not to say that you can't, you can't do it's to say it's not your job to do anything about it. Okay. This is the kind of life these people live. This is the kind of, the kind of spirits, the kind of darkness, what have you. This is what they invite into their lives. And you just happen to kind of get in the way of it in a sense, if you think about it. Okay. I don't know. Maybe you met them at a very dark point in your life, at a very low point in your life, because, even though attracting a narcissist, anybody can attract a narcissist. But if you were at, like, let's say, just going through some things, and you were in, maybe, I don't know, a depressive state, or very low, a low vibrational state, you can easily attract them more that way. Okay, you can easily attract them more that way. People who are codependent or who suffer codependency easily attract narcissists. Okay, very easily attract narcissists, because codependent people, they have that fear of abandonment, they have that fear of being alone. So if they, if they leave a relationship, or if a dynamic ends with them, with a prior person, they usually find themselves trying to search for, because codependent people are searching for validation, they're just searching for something, because they have a void. Okay, codependents have a void, and they tend to search in other people how to fill that void, how to fill, that that emptiness that they're feeling inside. It's just, the difference is that if you were a codependent person, you're an empathic codependent. They are a narcissistic codependent. So both have the same tendencies, both have the same issues, both have the same way of doing things, except one is a giver and one is a taker. That's it. That's the only difference. One is a giver and one is a taker. And if you were a codependent person that was constantly giving, it's because there is that void that you have, and you feel the need to be a people pleaser. You feel the need to, give to others, to feel accepted, to feel appreciated, to feel loved. That's it. That's all the difference is. Narcissists are codependents. Narcissists are codependents. I'm sorry, give me 1 second. Yeah, no, but I don't do ghosts. I don't do spirits. I don't do none of that. I don't mess with none of that stuff. None of that stuff. So if Ty goes, how demon gonna roll up in my house and not even pay mortgage or bills? Smokey, you stupid. You're silly, man. Oh man. No, I never saw a spirit before, ever, and then I started seeing them in my last apartment, because in that last apartment, remember guys, that last apartment that I had was when the last encounter I had with this person. That was the last encounter, and there was so much negative. That apartment was filled with so much negative energy, because almost every fight we had was in that apartment. Whenever we had issues, we happened to be in that apartment. The most darkest moments of our arguments was in that apartment. And you pretty much invite that stuff in when you're extremely negative, when you're extremely volatile, and there's just a lot of anger, and there's just, every possible negative emotion you can think of. So needless to say, yeah, I would, that conjured up spirits, that conjured up things that just freaked me out. And I'm in the middle of praying, and I feel like I'm being attacked, like literally being attacked. And I was like, nah, this is, I don't regret, honestly, I'll be honest with you guys, I don't regret what happened. I don't regret the relationship, only because it taught me something. It taught me a lot about myself. It taught me a lot of, how to set really strong boundaries, which is something that we can appreciate. Set up those really strong boundaries. But I don't regret the experience, because if it was meant for me to experience this, it broke my codependency, guys. It broke my codependency. It led me to get the help that I needed to, to break that codependency chain. And I thank God every day for it. I thank God that he allowed it to happen. I thank him for allowing it to happen, because it opened my eyes. It really, really opened my eyes to to everything that was wrong with me just in general. It was because of my codependency, not that I attracted this person, but that the relationship went on longer than what was necessary. Our traumas were intertwined with one another, and I'm really glad that I just, I managed to get through it in one piece, and here with you guys, and you guys getting through it in one piece. So I would truthfully say it's a blessing. It's a blessing. It's a blessing to be here. It's a blessing to talk to you. It's a blessing to, be able to interact with so many awesome people, because you guys have really made this you made this. You all made this possible. So I definitely am just glad that, we have the opportunity to be here for one another. Yes, Cicely, it'll break you out. That's the one way of breaking codependency. And amazingly enough, the codependency, because you can have parents, your parents don't have to be narcissists. They could just be emotionally avoidant parents. That doesn't necessarily make them a narcissist. But if you suffer codependency issues because of certain issues that you had with your parents as children, whether it be, abandonment, lack of emotions, lack of, just that bonding, you will, people tend to become on that codependent scale. It happens. And it wasn't something you asked for. I don't blame myself for my codependency. I don't blame, I used to be codependent. I don't blame myself for being the way I was, because I was demonstrating the clear-cut signs of someone who was codependent. But that's because that was put onto me. So I just had to learn how to break free from it. If you, same thing I asked Amanda yesterday. If you have a tumor, what do? And she says, you cut it out. And that's what I did. I had a tumor. I cut it out. I cut out the tumor, and I am no longer, I'm living my life. Now I have another 20, 30, 40 years to live, because I managed to get rid of that and just get rid of that mind frame. Codependency is a mind frame, guys. It's a way of thinking. Okay? That's all it is. It's a way of thinking. And it's because our minds were trained, for some reason, our minds were trained to think this way. So now we have to just reprogram ourselves. It's the same thing for a narcissist. Who'd have thought? The same thing for a narcissist. It's a way of thinking. It's a distorted way of thinking. So if they change their distortion, if they manage to sit there and say, okay, I'm a narcissist and I want to get help. I want to take accountability for all the things I've done to people, and I want to get help for this because I don't want to be like this. The first step is acknowledgement. Acknowledging it, taking accountability for the wrongdoings, and actually sticking to it to get the help that you need. It goes hand in hand. It's the same thing. Hi, Kelly. Hi, sweetheart. Ty, in a way, I should thank my ex-narc. Her leaving me was the start of my rebirth to push me to be better and make me stronger for myself. Absolutely. 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 To make you stronger and better for your future wife. And you know something? If that person chooses not to change, what I strongly advise that you guys do, and this is my opinion, guys, my strongest opinion, because I know some victims and some survivors, when they get through their healing and they do what they do and they go ahead and move on with their lives and they find someone new, my suggestion to you is, if you get involved with someone, please, please, please keep that private. Keep it private. Okay? Keep it private. I know that some people like to, they get into a relationship and it's like, yeah, I'm going to show my narc ex that I moved on and I've done this and I've done that. Keep your love life private. Okay? You have people already who are freaking born again haters, let alone a narcissist, because they can easily throw they can throw very dark energy very just bad juju. Your dynamic, your relationship, everything that you work so hard to get and try to sustain, just keep it private. Keep it private. You know, you can be happy. Private life is a happy life, but definitely keep it private, because these types of people, especially depending on the type of narc you're dealing with, they will work hard to try to break that up. They will work hard to try to break that up. And I don't care if they deal with dark arts or not. They when a narcissist knows that they've lost their supply, extremely lost their supply, and there's no chance of getting that back, there's no chance of, you know, getting back your ego stroking, your validation, you being an emotional punching bag, you know, you making them feel like they're better than you, and you know, just kind of confirming their thoughts that they are better than you. they have to they have to try this shit with somebody else, and that means that they have to try to retrain someone else to sit there for their bullcrap. Keep your life private. Don't let anyone know. No one. Don't let anyone know that you're happy, that you're in a relationship, that you are just moved on with your life. Just do it. Just do it. Just live, just be happy, and just do it. Nobody needs to know what's going on. And that way, you know what? At the end of the day, you already know it wasn't you. I mean, you guys have your own accountability for your own stuff in your own lives, okay? But you're not the one to blame for their shitty behavior. You're not the one to blame for that. So don't take any of what they do or what they say to heart. In the beginning, it's hard because it's like, how can I not take it to heart, because this person is actually doing this stuff in my face and they're actually hurting me like this. But afterwards, when you take yourself away from the situation and you actually see things for what it is, it's like, the hell am I fighting for? What am I fighting for? What am I crying for? Why am I dealing with this? Why? It's because you're letting them. That's why they're doing it. And because you're reacting. That's the only reason why they're doing it. And as far as the new supply is concerned, I know I brought it up before, but as far as the new supply is concerned, let them deal with it. Like, seriously, let them deal with it. Let them just let them just let it be their headache. Okay? Let it be their headache. Because it just does not make any sense to be uh, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. The more I think about it, when the new supply is, you know what they say, the new supply likes to kind of rub things in the ex victim's face, or when the narcissist is doing certain things to kind of rub it in their ex's face. The new supply is only playing along with it because the narcissist told the new supply that you were the one doing everything to them. Everything they did to you, you were the one doing it to them. So the new supply is automatically thinking that by doing this, they are fighting the bad guy. You know, like they're helping the narcissist. They're part of the narc's team, and they're like, yeah, you know, I'm a ride or die. That's their role. That's their idea. They think they're a ride or die. Yeah, you know, I'm with this person now, and you couldn't keep a man, or you couldn't keep your girl because you did A, B, and C. When reality is it's the other way around. Let them deal with it. Let them deal with it. You didn't take my man, you didn't take my woman, you took my headache. Okay? And there ain't enough aspirin in the world to deal with that headache. Not enough. Let them sit there and just do what they do. Let them think what they want to think. Let them feel what they want to feel. Because in the end, what they're going to end up probably doing after everything is said and done, they're going to end up probably trying to contact you, because once they start seeing certain things and they start seeing certain patterns and certain behaviors, and they start to say this, oh, wait a minute. What's this about? And then that's when they'll come to you and just be like, you know what, look, I don't have any problems with you. I don't have no beef with you. This person was, BSing me and all this. And nope. You sat there talking all this nonsense. You sat there acting as if you took my man or you took my woman. You sat there talking about, I'm more of a woman, I'm more of a man, and that's why your ex left you and did this or whatever. No, you did not take my man. You didn't take my woman. You took my problem. You took my headache. That's what you took. And you deal with it. And just like I had to work on myself and had to heal myself from this nonsense, you got to do the same thing. That's it. I personally, I let everything be. I said, nope, let whomever is dealing with this, let them deal with them. Not my problem anymore. Not your circus, not your monkeys, guys. Yeah, Madison, that's just we use social media to, entertain, have fun, or whatever the case may be, put up pictures. It's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. It's your social media, do what you want. But when it boils down to your relationships, your private life, when it boils down to these things, keep that private. Just keep it private. Keep it private. I said my next relationship is going to be so private, the person that I'm with won't even know that I'm with them. That's how private it's going to be. Like, nobody's going to know anything. I don't want to put anything out there to let anyone know what is going on, because that's how people throw shade, negative energy, they give you the evil eye, all that nonsense. You can do without the headaches and the problems. Alicia, New Supply really believe that watching the narc abuse you will secure their place. They think the same thing that happened to you won't happen to them. Soon they'll be in the room. Yeah. They absolutely will. They absolutely will. And at the end of the day, it's like, when my ex told me things about his ex, I didn't sit there and be like, oh yeah, I didn't do any of that, man. I didn't do none of that, because I'm like, yo, I don't know what to say to it. I really don't. Like, I mean, that's your past. I'm here, Was it true? I don't know. I don't even know if anything was true. Anything that he told me, I don't know. I don't talk to I don't talk to anybody from my past, but in dealing with someone, I didn't think to, say, hey, listen, did this go? It was none of my business what happened between the two of you. It was way before I met this person. But I basically am like, no. Nope. I got to the point that it's like, if someone tells me negative things or tells me really, like, and you got to pay attention to how they describe it to you, how they tell you, what happened with their ex. Just pay attention, because that will, like, your intuition will tell you, the way they explain it to you, certain things, because a lot of the time they'll be confessing to you what it was they did to their ex, and just putting their ex in the position as the perpetrator while they're, the victim. So be very, very, very careful. Extremely careful. Let's see. I just want to make sure. Yeah. And you know what, Alicia? She says, so true. Because people who are truly happy don't need to broadcast it. The narc does that because it just shows anyway. And you know what's interesting is that some of them do, but some of them can be very private. And by that I mean, you have narcissists who are very I won't even say private. If they have a harem, or if they have different people that that are like fueling their narcissistic supply, but you're the primary supply, you're the primary one in their life, even though they have other people on the outskirts, they have this thing where they're like, oh, why do we have to label things? Or why do we have to do this? Or why do we have to do that? Or, you know, I don't like to, everybody in my business. I don't like everybody knowing anything, whatever the case may be. We live in a day and age where social media is used for everything. It's used for everything. But in the end, if you have a narcissist who has, who has a harem, hold on one second. $11.11, are you talking to me? A harem is basically, yeah, my eyes are red because I'm exhausted. I'm tired. I've been up since 6 this morning. But a harem is pretty much a group of people, whether it be of the opposite sex or the same sex, that is just pretty much boosting up the person's ego. So they're admiring, adoring, complimenting, commenting, and it feeds the narcissist. It feeds the narc's ego, and that these people desire them. And of course, it's well known. It's clearly known to the general public. They feed off of that. They live off of that because that's their MO. That's what they do. So, if it's a guy, he has a harem. There'll be a groupies, girl groupies. If it's a girl, she has a harem. It'll be guy groupies. So, it's all a bunch of people who are looking to fulfill the ego. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm more about the spirit. I don't stroke egos. Hi. But guys, oh my goodness. There was so much more I wanted to talk about, but I think we'll just save it for next week's live. Kara, he admitted he can't be alone after I discarded him. It's sad. It's because narcissists don't like to be there. That's one of their biggest fears, is being discarded. One of their biggest fears is being discarded, because it's kind of like that. I'll leave you before you leave me. I'll hurt you before you hurt me, because they're used to being abandoned. They're used to it, whether it be emotionally, it be physically, it be mentally. They're used to that. They're used to that abandonment. I'm knocking everything over, guys. Sorry. Oh, Cicely, thank you. I just love being here with you guys. I just really love being here with you guys. And it doesn't matter how tired I am. I'm here. I'm here with you guys. There is, I'm knocking the mic down. My phone fell down. Everything is falling all over the place. So it's been a long day, guys. It's been a really long day. But I did it looking cute though. No, let me stop. No, but guys, it's you just gotta remember something. Don't let, like I said, these people are master. Well, Clarabelle, that's because I don't want him to reach out to me ever, because I changed my number. I have everybody blocked. And at the end of the day, the fact that you come in here, say what you say, it sounds like fan behavior to me. I'm just saying. She goes, you don't talk to them, but you sure do talk a lot about them. You always talking about the new supply. Seems like somebody's jealous. Can't you face it? He's not gonna reach out to you ever. Yet she's in here talking. Yet she's in here talking. Oh, that's what they do, Ty. That's what they do. You see how everybody sits here minding their own business, right? Everybody's minding their business. Everybody's talking. Everybody's vibing. Everybody's doing their thing. And there's always got to be someone who has to come in and put their 2 cents in. Because at the end of the day, it is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is, guys. There's always going to be someone who has something to say. There's always going to be someone who's going to troll and do whatever. But of course, they come in here. They come in here. I don't go looking for nobody, guys. I don't go looking for nobody, but oh yeah. That's what I'm saying, man. There's another view. See what I mean? What did I tell you guys earlier? What did I tell you guys? I said, even though we're here, we're in our own community, we're doing our own thing, right? What happens? Boom. Somebody's got to come in. Somebody's got to come in. Somebody's got to talk. Somebody's got to open their mouth. And that's because when people such as myself sit here exposing people, saying what it is, doing what it is, at the end of the day, that's something that was said to give me riled up, to give me a rise. And well, I'm sorry, she's a female. She can't, let me let me not say it. 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 Ty, yes, I'm actually doing some more on the borderlines because the borderline personality disorder, I'm thinking if either I do a live or I'll make a video of it. But we'll I'll keep you posted on it. I'll keep you posted on it. If I do a live or if I do, because when I do borderline, when I do other personality disorders, I want to, of course, gather up all of my notes and everything I've studied on it and do it, in one. I usually like to keep them in videos because sometimes it's easier that way. So in case someone wants to watch it and just reference, to that particular situation, they get to watch it. And I think I'll just keep the lives more about what everybody in general, everybody as a whole in the room. So, but I love all of you guys. I really do. And I love all of the support that you guys give. And I love the fact that all of you have managed to really get up and really just do what's best for you. And I'm going to say this. Keep talking about it, guys. Keep talking about it. Keep exposing. Keep opening up. Keep, releasing. Keep detaching. Keep doing everything that you have to do. Just keep on with it. Keep on with it. And trust and believe when the time is right, when everything is said and done, you are going to find yourself in just such a better place. You're going to find yourself doing so much more and just really just doing it. I'm so tempted. I am so tempted, man. I really am, but I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. But that's a cue that it is it's almost 10 o'clock anyway. It is my time to Yeah, Butch, I'm definitely gonna, I'm gonna be calm. I'm gonna be calm. So I'm good. But guys, thank you so much for being here tonight. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you so much for, welcoming new people that have joined. And, it's been such a long day today. It really has been a long day today. But I definitely, yeah. I definitely want to say thank you all for just for your love and support. Seriously. I seriously am so appreciative of everything you do and everything that you guys have motivated me so much and pushed me so much. So I'm definitely appreciative of that. And I just want to also say, you know what? I'm gonna save it for another time. I'm gonna save it for another time. I'm too tired, so I might end up saying something that might get my shit banned. I don't want to do that. So guys, thank you again so much for being here with me and just being part of the family, being part of the group, being part of everything that pushes me, that motivates me, and that keeps me focused, keeps me going. And that's the hold on a second. You're welcome, Ty. You're welcome. Next week, guys, I promise you, because it's been such a long day, and I know that today's live was just a little. I mean, it gave us, we at least we still got a little something out of it. Definitely did. It just, yeah, no, I'm good. Trust me, I'm good. We got a little something out of it, but today has just been such a long day for me. It really has. But I promise next week. Next week, I promise I will be on point. I'll be wide awake, and I'll have my energy to its full capacity. So. Thank you, Andrea. Thank you for being here. Ty, Madison, Heather. Yeah, I'm whenever someone joins and they decide to say some slick stuff, it's usually people who have either been watching for quite some time. People who've been watching me for quite some time. And you're always going to have I'm going to tell you something. And that's one thing I want to explain to you guys. Just be wary and be careful. Be careful. I personally, I do what I do with no fear. I have no fear in what I speak and how I do it, because these types of people who do these things are clearly people who hide behind they hide behind a computer, they hide behind a phone, they're hiding their true identity. Okay, I come out on camera and say what I have to say. Okay, I say what I have to say, I do what I have to do. For people to come and try to harass other people, people who've gone through the motions and just want a place to have, as far as it being their safe haven and being something that just, a place where they can come and just vent and talk and be themselves and, express their experiences. For people to come and say, well, you constantly talk about this, you constantly talk about that. I'm one who listens to words. I also pay very whew, that damn, probably a spirit throwing my damn phone at me. I pay attention to words. I pay attention to a lot of different things. So for someone to say, well, you constantly talk about this and that, lets me know that this is somebody who clearly watches me. Okay? Clearly watches me. And it's not the first time, it's quite a few times that I've had so many different people either come at me or try to come for me. And like I said, they do it behind fake accounts, they do it behind fake names, because they can't let themselves be known, because they have no business being here. They have no business monitoring what I do and how I do certain things. So at the end of the day, I'm not going to let it stop me, and I'm not going to let it deter me. I basically will just continue doing what I need to do. And at some point, how this works is you ruffle up a few feathers, eventually someone's going to slip. Okay? What I do may ruffle the feathers of people who feel some kind of way. By all means, let them do what they have to do. The only thing they're good for is doing it behind a computer screen. They're just good for doing it behind the computer screen. Close the door, please. Close it. Thank you. You know, so let them do what they do. Let them say what they say. Let them feel how they feel. Like I said, they like to watch me. Okay? They like to watch me. They're giving me the view. They're giving me the attention. And I'm not even looking for them. So it's cool. It's cool, guys. It's cool. You're welcome, Butch. You're welcome. Have a great night. Jenna. Hi, Stella. No worries, love. No worries. You can always go back when it streams. So guys, we're good. We're all good, guys. I'm gonna call it a night. Thank you all again for joining me. Thank you so much for being here. Please be sure to give it a like on the way out. Next week, I promise you, it will be much better. I'll be more focused. I'll be 1000% here with you guys. I'm always here with you guys. I'm just so freaking tired. I'm exhausted. But thank you so much for being here, guys. I love you all. I wish you all a great rest of your week. I may put up another video before the end of the week. Be on the lookout for it. And until then, guys, let no one disturb your peace. Let no one deter you from your path. And, you know, like I always say, your peace is priority. So just keep that flowing, keep it going. Stay no contact, pay them no mind, and feed them no type of energy. Put all that focus on you. All right, guys? So I will see you all next week, same time, same place. And until then, guys, love you all. Have a great night. Till next week, guys.